Hi there. I'm here with my little 4-year-old Esprit today to help me show you some exercises that you can do with your horse to improve your core strength. On our last lesson, we talked about some groundwork exercises that you could do with your horse to improve their abdominal and back muscles to make them better riding postures, better riding partners. Sorry. So what we want to do as riders to be better riding partners for our horse is to make sure that we develop some core strength as well. We talked about the core strength is not only your abdominal muscles, but your back muscles. So our abdominal muscles help us keep our balance, and our back muscles help us keep our posture. So I just want to demonstrate for you when you're riding the proper way to use your abdominal muscles. So when we're at an exercise class or doing our sit-ups by yourself in our house and we're doing our exercises, usually what you're told to do is take your belly button and suck it in towards your spine. Well, when you ride your horse, you want to do the opposite. You want to tighten your abdominal muscles and your back muscles and kind of push out so that you get this bearing down kind of feeling. So that you're pushing out and that your front and your back are the same. So you don't want to tilt your pelvis forward and keep your back arched and have your back muscles shorter than your tummy. And you don't want to do this either, having your front shorter than your back. We want to keep our pelvis straight up and down. So you're sitting straight on your sit bones. You're going to keep your tummy up tall and your back up tall and kind of having that push down feeling. If we suck in, you feel that your weight kind of comes up. If you push out, it's almost like you're creating a hard outer shell with your muscles and sort of pushing your guts out into that hard outer shell. So you sit right down, nice and quiet and balanced over your horse. So your posture and your balance helps make your horse's job easier to do so that you can do all the work that they can do, all the work that you're asking them to do. So what I want to work on today is a couple of exercises to help develop your sitting trot. And then at the very end, I'm going to give you a challenge to help you develop your core strength. So the reason I chose Esprit for the riding lesson today was because these exercises are not only good for people who are just starting to develop their sitting trot, but it's great if you have a young horse, if you're bringing a young horse along like I am with Esprit, or maybe your horse hasn't been ridden in a few months and you want to get them in shape. These exercises are a good way just to build yourself and your horse up to doing sitting trot for longer and longer periods of time. All right, so the first exercise that I'm going to show you to help develop your sitting trot and your horse's endurance for carrying during sitting trot is to just go out on a circle, and I'm going to just walk a few steps and then trot a few steps of sitting trot. And I'm just going to build it up to the point where I feel good enough that I can sit more and more steps of sitting trot. So I'm just going to head out to my circle and I'll demonstrate that for you. So as you can see, as I went along, I tried to stay in my sitting trot for longer periods of time. Now, you don't have to do this all in one day. Make sure you take your time, listen to your body, and listen to your horse. You don't need to overdo it. This is something that you want to think about developing both your horses and your strength over time. So one thing I want to talk to you too about to make your sitting trot a little bit easier for you is using your hip joint as your shock absorber. We talked about how our posture muscles are going to help us keep our balance and our posture. And our hip joint is where you're going to absorb the movement of the trot. So what I want you to try to do is go out onto your circle. You're going to do some rising trot and then practice changing your posting diagonal. And noticing that when you change your posting diagonal, you're actually pretty good at your sitting trot. So you're going to change your posting diagonal for a couple of times. Then once you're on the correct posting diagonal, what I want you to do is just try to sit the trot from rising trot to sitting trot for just 3 steps, and then right back to rising again. And then you're going to go another 3 steps back to rising again. Once you feel good about that, you can make it 5 steps and go back to rising. And then as you start building your strength and feeling good about it, you can take it to 7 steps, and then maybe you can even make your way around this half a circle and then work your way up to a full circle. So I'm going to go ahead the other direction and we'll demonstrate that. So now I want to point out that the reason I chose odd numbers of beats to sit was because if you start off on the right posting diagonal, you'll always end up on the correct posting diagonal if you count your beats correctly. Okay. Another thing, again, if you're feeling tight and too bouncing down hard on your horse's back, just make sure that, again, your hip flexors are nice and loose, that your legs are hanging long, and that you're not grabbing on with your legs to hold on. So really the key to a good sitting trot is having that good abdominal strength to keep your balance, the good back muscles to keep your posture, so that those legs can stay nice and relaxed and draping down around your horse, and your hip flexors are nice and soft. So your challenge for today is going to be to work on your 2-point position, because that's going to help develop your abdominal muscles as well as your back muscles. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off in the 2-point and see if we can basically do all our transitions from our 2-point position without losing your balance and falling back into the saddle. If you do, that's okay. Just keep trying. And again, you don't have to get all this done in one session. This is something that you're going to build on over the course of time. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to go bring a spree back over to my circle, and I'm going to get up in my 2-point, and I'm going to practice some transitions up and down for you so I can show you what you can do. So that challenge is a good test of your balance, your strength. You want to make sure it's going to help you to always keep that feeling of staying forward with your horse, even in your down transitions. So good luck with that challenge. I hope you liked today's lesson. If so, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this lesson with a friend. And have a good ride.